What up, y'all? What is up? How y'all feeling? What is up? Boy, Rocky, our boy. Rock, metal, Helios, Diesel. Rock my salvation, metal to go through. Sometimes you gotta know hell, gotta get rid of demons, gotta go through manifestation, bring heaven on earth. Sometimes in life you gotta be V million to get what you want, get what you desire, and get what God has for you. Get out yourself, get out your comfort zone. Some of y'all only cool, you're only Christian, you're only tough behind your walls. Step out here. Yeah. So, anyway, dropping one. This one being clarity. I want to be a little honest here. A very real, transparent person, organic. They make these videos. Is not. I don't watch someone else be inspired by someone else to make these videos. These videos is pure from the heart, from the spirit, from the mind. I can only speak from experience. I've said this in another video. I can only speak from what I've seen, going through, felt. That's it. I don't make videos. I'm not inspired by that crap. You know what I mean? But yeah, I don't watch another video guy, and like, I'm not shadow in any way. I'm solid in my way. I'm solid who I am. Solid what I say. What I don't speak on, I don't speak. What I don't know, I don't know. We're all not perfect. Every animal could know everything. Our animal goes through everything, so we're all not perfect. Anyway, so I only speak on just little gems to help you guys out there, whoever watches. I encourage you guys that may not get a lot of views. You may not be what you call a pop out YouTuber. 9.2 same views in this here, but there's those 3, 4, 5, 16, 10, maybe 400. You never know. You'll have a lot of influence in their lives. So understand that everything has its rule. I mean, to be honest, would you rather be real? I mean, born fight real, really come from it, talk real, what you see actually manifests, or rather look like all of that, be all of that, and be fake? You understand me? Knowing you're fake, and you just wanted the views, the clout, you wanted the influence, you want top YouTubers just hang out with you, or you rather be God fearing real and let God work on your life. And let God bring you the right people in your life. Right, so today I have a topic on you guys. Difference between a challenge and without disrespect. Now this one is going to burn a little bit because we have ice burn versus fire burn. And fire, I'll start with challenge. A challenge is what you prayed for. A challenge is a marriage. A challenge is something that you know for a fact, but something else challenges you, right? Something else kind of tugs with you, and it's the greatest strength wins, right? Something else, you've been praying for this, you've been praying for this, and that, but something else pulls you all the time. So that's a challenge. It's challenging you to see if you prayed for this, so you said you're gonna do this, and so you're gonna work on this area, but something pulls. And a challenge is not bad. A challenge is actually from God. This is what I think people get confused, or may not be very discerning to understand. A challenge is from God. God can sick an evil spirit just to see what you're gonna do. God can sick it. Technically God created witchcraft. Satan takes what God taught him and turn it, makes it dark. But it's like God is it. You said this, but you know what I mean. So in any situation you're going through, you said this, but let's see how this and that. As it challenges your areas where you can reach, challenges areas where you can be strong, challenges your pride, challenges, you know, just people hanging out with different animals, people, saying this and that, challenging you in love, challenging you in what you like, challenging you in, you know, excuse me, guys, a little under the weather, still making a video, but yeah, challenging you basically, and that's a challenge. So I think in some situations, don't confuse a challenge really, challenge your personality not to be a type of way because of someone else being a type of way, and just having bad habits, and you have to address things. No, disrespect. Disrespect is part of personality. Disrespect is flat out evil. Disrespect is soul jobs. Disrespect is unrepentant heart. Disrespect is personality that has to be addressed. Someone constantly being a bad way to you has to be addressed. Disrespect has to be addressed. flat out, it has to be defended. You know what I mean? It has to be addressed, has to be defended and defended, sorry, defended, sorry. Disrespect has to be dealt with. You know what I mean? Don't let that linger in your soul. Don't let that, believers in God, everyone lays on something. Some people lay on clapping back right on the spot. You disrespect me, but you disrespecting me, and this, open the mouth, and this. You disrespect, and they want to fight. Some people disrespect. And believers in God have a bad habit doing this, so I'm praying to God and bite the tongue. But depending on the situation, don't do that. I always believe in. I'm not peacemaking by nature, but I believe in a way that I believe in the ways of gravity is like, you know, let's not go there, but don't do that again. Yeah, that's my thing. Before I blast you with pain because of stupidity, like misunderstanding, a stupid situation, or you assume I'm something. Let's like, yeah, your whole calm down and let's chill. Because yeah, when you're a type of way too, right? When you're a type of way too, I remind people how you're a type of way. So let's not play fire game. Because I hit that people with fire too. Before I blast you away and very badly, end your life and end your whole career. So yeah, that's how I would actually do all forms of disrespect. I mean, I've humble adults, but I'll teach you how you know godly slash radically, not worldly, because you will die, you get matched too, and you have a very bad time. Radically, what to do in a situation? You have to find another. You may not be peacemaking. You may not be naturally aggressive. You're gonna have to find a very rough way of making peace. You're gonna have to find a very what you call a very down to earth way of being serious. I don't believe everyone deserves wow. But you seriously can't be you're not an angel and you're not Jesus Christ and you can't be stupid. Some things they think being one way makes you think stupid. Like you're not even here to reality. Are relying on something. Or definitely you can't be one to keep clapping out. If you clapping out, you're gonna literally die. If you keep clapping out, like keep clapping out, you're gonna die. You're going to die. Or definitely want to don't take it. Like, come on, you gotta vent out, you gotta open up. Like, how, oh no, please, like, disrespect, like, no one should allow linger. You understand me? But, as some believers in God, are afraid because the world sees godly people. I don't think I said this in the video, but I think the world sees godly people. I'm seeing a lot on the internet, and I want to clarify this. So this video gets on the mainstream too. It might not do weather, but understand this. I think you get real godly people, like radical people, confused with church goers and think that I get this sometimes too because I don't go blast first. I don't smash crazy. The things I just don't rely on by nature. Even though there's times in the past where the cases or things weren't said where the cases, but because someone does not rely so much on their flesh to do with everything, and the flesh does not just drive me to do this because of past experiences, because they put two and two together. Don't confuse that for softy, gay. You don't want this. Oh, you're not gonna fight. You're gonna be a pushover. Don't confuse someone like that. I wouldn't say cares, but it's like you don't understand the reality of violence. That's number one, and then number two, there's different levels to things. There's levels. There's level 1, level 10, level 100, level 1,000. So it's like when it comes to people's personality, they can tell by the four temperaments. So you understand, like people's levels are a little different. There's levels to everything in life. So it's like before you open your mouth and before you want certain levels to come out because as a human body, there's nothing you can withstand. Even metal, the hardest metal in the world, can't withstand certain heat is gonna melt. Even gravity, even planets, it could throw a planet, even big planets. Moon in a jolt. So you could say something, but it's like when God says, "Oh, really? I made every nature. I made everything to level you. If you can open your mouth, that's God. You think I'm joking? Read books. Look on every single nature in from planets. There are planets. There's moons. There's moons so big. I mean, the gravitational force would literally hurl the Earth away. Don't think that you're a buck. Don't think that your buck is all of that. Don't think your heat is all of that. The sun's so hot it can't be even around certain planets called just burn away. You just destroy it. I'm not joking. You understand me? There's light. You know what I mean? Our light, our sun. The sun is our sovereign in our solar system. Is a bar. It's a small compared to bigger light. It's supposed to be even more. So don't ever think that your hard headedness can't be melted badly or you can't change. Don't ever think that your rah rah. I know for my rah rah. Some I know for rah rah too. And my rah rah, I could go rah rah to that level too. You know what I mean? God made everyone like I mean. I'm not. This is my YouTube page is not about battling and fighting, and you know what I mean. I'm a realist. You know what I mean? I'm not no sex expert, sexologist. You know what I mean? Let's be real. It's not. If you watch my videos, it's not always about hardships of life and fighting and what's not, but it's just about in any situation, it's levels to everything. You know what I mean? If you're in that area too, you know, hey, for young people, there's even levels for that too. If you think you all of that, you can handle all that. There's levels for that too. You understand me? So levels for everything in life. Levels for knowledge in God. Some people are like level 2, some people are level 100. The cherubims don't know the seraphims. No, seraphims are even closer to God. Satan's only he knew a piece of quarter. Seraphims knew 3/4, and they weren't even cocky. So imagine the fall Lucifer is like seriously. I mean, you got people even closer. Is like people closer to wisdom than they don't tell you everything. You understand me? But then here comes a piece of quarter and created this a piece of quarter. That's why some always know the counter attack. I always know the counter punch. I always know how to get out. And I don't brag about it, but I feel so help you guys. You know what I mean? There's believers in God who just have I believe more wisdom and more intelligence. They're more inclined to soul. They know about the MBTI, the personality, the ENF this and the ENN is another way for sensing their own. That's like a B or like a B or like a analysts and humanitarians, right? ENTJs, anything with N, people that operate that type, they have a sixth sense to know it's like them, like a defensive mechanism to know it's like them. I'm a sentinel. I'm an ESTJ slash ISTJ. So S is a sense was like you, or sense energy. The sensing is different. It's always just was like you, but sense something different. It may not be bad, or it may be good. It's another way to feel. Like feelers, are more struggle being natural, but they can feel. Feelers and sensors kind of because the sense something is to feel. You know what I mean? To feel like I've been in a situation to and this is all going into disrespect and challenges too, to where you would feel I'm being disrespected because of my natural personality, but essentially like that's not quite you're not being disrespected. You're actually in a challenge. Or you would say, oh, there's another I'm not sensing you're the same, or you're not like us, that you not like us, Dietrich, Kendrick Lamar foolishness. But so you're not like me either, and you're not the enemy. To study that. And they know how your personality like analysts are, because I'm not like you, I'm not in a pride of lions, the pride of tigers, but not your enemy either. Therefore my soul I can show that. So you know what I mean? So it's like there's nothing deeper than the soul. The spirit comes from God. The soul's not actually I am. So if not, I'm not gonna fight you. I'm not your enemy. Even though I'm completely not like you either. And I can show this. I've shown this skin to skin, face to face. You know what I mean? I'm real. I am real. I'm very real to myself. You know what I mean? So I don't have to show people like I'm showing people in reality before I make these videos. You understand the difference between, as I said, like disrespect and different between challenges. You can't think that every single person like this always is a challenge every single time. Like you know what I mean? A challenge over here, disrespect over here, and every like have that religious mindset, and you can't say that disrespect everything. This everything you take everything like this disrespect. You take everything as a attack. You take everything like, and it makes you just very selfish. Like you are chill. You gotta be tough skinned. People that take disrespect everything, you gotta be tough skinned. You gotta relax because he'll go through it. It's like the worst. I don't care. The worst fighter is like okay, who can't take a punch, and then you keep lashing out, or then you turn energy into your way of dealing with something because you just can't take a punch, and you try to look tough with it too. You just can't take a punch. You know what I mean? Like, right? Do you watch like the most brawlers, most toughest guys? It's like you're sluggers. It's like okay, okay, come. You just can't take a punch. I can't take disrespect. my pride, I have to go. I just can't take it. You can't talk to me. This. You understand me? You have to do so much, and lash out so much, and pick at so much, and you're gonna get embarrassed. You understand me? You're gonna get hurt. You just can't take it. You can't take reality. You just feel like if there's something in a situation, you hate to be wrong. You hate to be like a kid. You just hate your ego being struck. You gotta keep lashing out all the time. And you're gonna lose. You're gonna lose your life. And I'm gonna tell you the end game all too. If challenges you don't stick, write down what God tells you to do, and have a strong mind. And in disrespect, if you keep lashing out of a disrespect, or if you always got something to tell you too. You always got something to tell you what's gonna happen to you. Or you keep no, no, no. You ain't telling me no, 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 no. Because he's the weakest. I don't care what attitudes. He says stuff that I agree with. I can half and disagree. Against face time, I disagree badly. I don't care how right you are. And stuff. The weakest is not the strongest. Just because you're not gonna boil in fire, but that's because you're the weakest. I'm about to smash snakes in half. I don't care because it's ridiculous. I'm not seeing that. I'm just seeing someone who just can't chill, and all you do is going crazy. Or because you suck so badly in this area, there's something else you could do too. There's something else you can do. You don't have to, you know what I mean? Because you give weak people strength. Or you say because you don't have strength. You're weak. You know what I mean? Like, sorry, get strong the right way. You know what I mean? Don't say like, oh, don't do that. You know what I mean? Weak is the strongest. Who says that? You hit that until someone who can't fight and they keep telling you the worst things over and over. Imagine if this guy doesn't like you and you heard your mother died. You actually took that seriously. He tells you he can't fight you, but he's gonna tell you about your dead mother and F her and F you. All you can do is talk, talk, talk. I don't care how resilient you are. Even the finest sword in salt water will rust. Salt, meaning that you will rust. You will lose your cool. Words will make you snap. I've snapped on words already. Like I don't care how chill. Like enough. I don't care. Or someone who can't because they can't do something. They have to keep doing one thing over and over, one thing over and over, one thing because they can't do it. You're gonna lose your cool. The disrespect, like it would snap you. Like I can't take this. Or someone who just everything must be this way, and you're gonna attack. Yeah, well, attack me then, because everything must be this way. Even if you're this, even if your soul, my goodness, even if your spirit, it just still must be this way. Because I'm so convinced. There's disrespect, and there's some challenge. There's people lose a challenge, and some disrespect is too much. And even the finest sword in salt water will rust. It will rust. You will rust. Don't care how good you are. Men are made to be humble. You have to get put back in your place. It's just a known thing. Yes, now nobody imperfect, nobody. These YouTubers you guys watch, I respect these podcasts and stuff, but they say they make these videos of coming from a pure place. It's not a translation. Just shout out certain YouTubers that believe that are very good. That really dropping some solid gems. You understand me? Like you're going through something. This person's really relating to it. But I felt like I watched a video on disrespect. This is not why I'm making a video. It's not why I'm doing it, but it's just discern because me coming from a godly and a / radical standpoint, as in going in the world, I'm trying to show you how the world will look at you versus being godly in the church and going my gathering and stuff like that. But what the world sees and feels and what you should do is not really what godly and stuff. So I can understand a bit of a flip switch dynamic for certain people to understand. Like you could be too low godly. Hey, religion is dumbfounded. Like religion, you could be too godly, especially for relationships. Godly relationships are kind of like, yo, just date. Just love. Don't mention the Bible, my goodness. Hey, I wouldn't mention it, but just let people know where you at. But let's date and love. Like talk about each other. My goodness, you don't gotta mention the Bible 10 times. Because hey, pastors fooping. Imagine if you used to date a worthy person. If a preacher's daughter was to date me, yeah, I know a pastor that was sucking dick, even with a wife and kid. So you could cram if it wasn't a godly guy, you could cram the Bible and make it talk about. Pastor was sucking dick. She'd be like, oh, so what makes you any different? What makes you, you won't eat vagina in the name of Jesus? But then you could judge. someone over here. So I met where they can clap back too. That's why I always tell Christians like, yes, nice follow just a YouTube, bro. Hey, sometimes a local one too, spliff. Maybe I'm not gonna get into that, but I'm not different than you. You know what I mean? I fall same way. Sometimes when sorry about the rust, certain things I lose my cool too. Don't look at me as no holy art thou person. I am above you. You just came as man said, I was not above you. You just washed every disciple's feet. He came and said, I was not above you in any way. That was not my job. You just showed he was angry. He showed he loved to marry. He showed jealousy. You just showed, and he showed evil to him. He showed he was attacked by the world. He was attacked by racism. He was attacked by this. John the Baptist. Any man was used Moses. Every man was used by God shows you good and bad. I show 100%. God can show 100% worthy too. I can show you that. Yeah, I feel the same way, and I get don't let you. I understand. Because one person to say, "Well, you're so holy," someone who's even more than you, and they still did this. I say, yeah, I know. I completely hit it, completely out like, oh, this and that, and out like, they don't do this and telling you what to do, and da 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 da, and in challenges, I won't do that, and disrespect. Oh, you can't disrespect me, and da 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 da. Oh, high and mighty. Oh, the Bible says this, and oh, da 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 da, and the Holy Spirit, God's telling me this, and they still just do this. It's like, yeah, I know it for a fact. I know it for a fact. I know that because that's not normal. We're all made to be. We're all made to fall. We're all made to fall. You understand me? So that's the thing in a challenge. Like, you don't lose in a challenge. You win or you draw. Aside, you're just gonna be someone who's gonna butt heads with you. So you can't draw. And disrespect, you don't let that linger, or you don't let that linger, or you don't let that settle in. You understand me? But at the same time, you don't be what you call a spitfire snake. Or something you're gonna have to learn some resilience. You have to chill or respect someone as a mental against you too. You spit, I spit back because I have a good reason too as well, and understand that too. So if you understand, it could be very badly disrespectful both ways. It's just as bad. Maybe like so. Explain that. So understanding that always can't work. Fire can't work because mental like you feel your own fire. All right, it's not doing anything to me. Just water too. Don't think you're making you can't make me insecure. I'm very secure. You're not coming with that. Whatever nature, whatever you is like, there's always something to clap back to. You're not doing that to me. You understand me? You know what I mean? Or there is a BA, or there's a way to understand, but you're not doing that to me. So you're not always disrespected. You're not always taking disrespect, feeling or thinking that it's always like that. It's just sometimes it's not true. It's just a bad habit, and unfortunately, but you gotta drape up people. You gotta do in their place. Don't let people give you reverse psychology. Always, you don't let people reverse a situation on you. I've been in situations where the average guy, I would seriously destroy this guy for being an idiot, and if they did, it would have cost me a lot. I've been in situations where, seriously, and it would have cost me everything. You know what I mean? And all I had to do was just keep showing a way to tolerate the crap, but then it's like, I just couldn't do what I really feel doing because the person's such an idiot. Person such like, I kept making, I kept doing reverse psychology, kept making it seem like you're the person stupid. It's disrespectful, disrespect. Like, you're the person like this, and you're the person they're like this, they're this, right? You're the person this, right? Because you're a little younger, and you're the person this, and yeah, you're unreal. Period. You're unreal. Period. And I could have, even when I could have just embarrassed them, but I know dealing as a man, especially dealing with disrespect, is so hard because maybe you need to lash out like, nah, like, real, you're not doing that. The guy who did it and he lost. Especially for men, maybe it's different, but as a man, for real, like, nah, you're not gonna do that. You're not gonna do this and say you this, and you even real. You even born, so you even bona fide. You know what I mean? And you got balls. You got balls to reverse psychology. Man, I gotta reverse nothing. Tell you where's the face. You gotta reverse this and make it seem. So yeah, I've been in very tight situations. I've been in very like, you know what I mean? But for the sake of my career, for the sake of my life, you gotta bite. You know what I mean? But just talk about that. You gotta have some resilience. You know what I mean? You gotta accept, win or draw the challenge, but don't ever lose. Because both could feel like boiling. You're in a boiling water, like a frog. Maybe you see like stew. You do cut like stew beef and like carrots. You're in a boiling pot. You understand me? And it's heating up, and it's a toughen. If you don't think it's a toughen your skin, but some people start to feel like, it's so much. I can't take this. To be a sense like, why am I in this in the first place? Why am I in this? And I get out. You see what I do is I reverse it. This is toughening my skin, and this is toughening my skin. Is what it's doing. You understand me? And I want it more because it's toughening my skin. I like that. I turn it in. I turn it bad into good. You understand me? Showing resilience, showing you guys in these situations, showing you that yeah, I do this. How I do disrespect. This is how I do a challenge. You understand me? Until the situation, the person turns off the heat and it cools down because they listen to what God said, listen to the law. Because when this person jumped out, the person said, "That's it, no more for you." When the person jumped in, "That's it, no more for you." You're not coming back in. You lost. You lost the challenge, and you show me you're a punk. Yeah, you're a punk. You're lost. That's it for you. You couldn't take it, right? You see, you're also tough, right? You couldn't take the heat, right? You're in this boiling water. You see, you can take it, right? You see, what happened? When you crank it up too, when you crank it the degrees up. You see, you can take it, right? You see, you can take it. He's an adult, right? You see, he's an adult, right? You're tough. You're tough. So how can you jump out? So how come you jump out? Challenge is a challenge too. Challenge from God. The God's like, yeah, well, it's a godly thing. You can say it's demonic now. It's a godly thing. And you jump out. There you go. And you lash out. You can't do it. And if the people, smart people, they turn the bad into the good. They turn all this, like, yeah, tough family skin. I like that. Yeah. It's showing that, yeah, I can deal with that. Don't worry, I can deal with that. I want people that are completely different than you, and you're the enemy, right? Be in a situation that's flat disrespectful and not losing your cool, showing true maturity, showing this person's the idiot. That's what's doing. It's not reverse. No, it's really showing this person's the idiot. This person's no different than what you hit. And look, they can't argue either. They can't argue because that's very. I know that one tricks believers and God shit. Real people reverse psychology, doing something to reverse it on you. You understand me? And a challenge, the passing challenge or drawing, understanding that some of you will draw. Someone's saying the same thing and coming just as well too. And, accepting a challenge, winning, accepting a challenge, something that you pray for, something that you always wanted to do, always want to achieve, and you're not the only one. You're the only one in the race. So, as you said, this is just how you to discern an A from a B. One, don't take it from people, don't take crap. But unfortunately, sometimes you can't do anything about it. You have to find another way to not, or just address and say, don't do that again. It might work, and because some people have no problem with disrespect, so you like it, but then it's when it comes to you, it's like, no, don't play that, don't do that again, don't do that again. All right, if a challenge, understand that you can't draw. So people in life that are just the same thing as you, understand that you can't win. You understand me? If people challenge you and they say this about you and say you're so strong in this area, you say so this and that, step out, right? So yeah, difference between you say disrespect and challenge. So pray y'all will deal with that because it happens to me, happens to a lot of people around me. And understand everything is not just flat out what it is. Everything is life. Honest, always when you think of A, think of B. When you think of B, think of A, and you understand why. So everything's not always what you think it is. It's not always. Stop taking everything as it is. Feelers and sensors have a bad habit doing that. Stop taking. Some personalities don't really are like are kind of are stupidly are just keep taking it, but don't do that. Feelers and sensors are the only ones that I find, because I do too. When I was younger, I used to lash mad out. Like, you couldn't tell me anything. I used to lash out. You understand me? I wouldn't say toughest guy, but I took it too common sense. Certain things wouldn't phase me, but certain things I'd be like, nah, you're not saying that. You understand me? And this and that. But as you say, the disrespect is inevitable. Everyone will disrespect you. Everyone will disrespect you. The day you die, Craig. Your wife will disrespect you. Your some things your friends, some things all disrespect. You can't. The disrespect comes from personality. Challenge comes from something you say you want or you want to deal with, or this is what you say. What you're gonna do, you're gonna punch every guy that just offers your personality. If you look at the four temperaments, right, sanguine, phlegmatic, choleric, melancholic. If you look at the 25 morality alignments, if you look at 16 MBTI, 16 mentalities, this is people who are thinking you're a day and you're there at night. What's normal in their world is complete. So it's like you have to address certain. It's like, you know what I mean. Is like you have to address that. You have to be like, okay, it's day and night. It's not you. It's just what's so normal for them, but they're raised to even, and it's not for you. You're gonna have to address it. You're completely different. You understand me? You know what I mean? It's a personality. And some people just never receive you because they can never relate. There's nothing they do, say, they can never relate to you. You know what I mean? There's just some people, you know what I mean, that they always believe in the opposite, and so you have to believe in the opposite too. You're gonna have to believe in the opposite as well. There's always a good and there's always a bad. There's always just average. You know, you are just average. Neither you, but neither that bad neither. You can't. You literally can't. It's actually morality. You cannot fight that because it's like I am not unhealthy. I'm not this. I'm not that. But this that can't be you. It's too much. It's just it's like, you know, you can't put up consideration that much. You know, there's not that. You don't have to do that. You're not raised to do that. So why do you have to do that? You know, and that's just it. And just giving you the tools and mental tools and beware of reversing psychology and psychological attacks and all these stupid things and getting real, talking real, or what I like to do realistically, but I mean, manifestly, just do this person's first, show this person what it really at, so they understand, well, this is what you really are. So we can reverse psychology. This is who you really are. Then you get in my head, but you can't get in my head if you're showing who you really are. You want to attack here, but you can attack here. So you want to do it, you want to start me. It's like people like attack my brain. You understand me? Because you don't want to fight, but at the same time, there's some little, it's like crap. So let's just show it, let's get straight to the point, right? So they said, you know, it's ways to deal with disrespect and it's ways to accept the challenge and deal with this, and that's just it. I mean, that's it. So love you guys. Wish you all the best.